Good morning, children. Let us start our next lesson. It is metals and then non-metals. So what are these boxes? All these blue boxes are metals and yellow boxes are non-metals. How can you identify that these are metals and non-metals? So based on their properties, we can identify that these are metals and non-metals. So far 118 elements have been found. So if you see that this is the periodic table of elements. So here all the elements symbol it is given. So what are metals and then non-metals you can identify through this, and this periodic table is very important because this is the next lesson that we are going to see. Before that it is just a sample. So here up to at least 30 elements you need to memorize. It is very important. So that we'll study in the next lesson, but just you understand that these are the thing which is the basic for chemistry. So in this 118 elements, what are metals and then non-metals? Based on what we are defining that it is metal and it is non-metal. So based on their physical properties and chemical properties, we will define what are metals and non-metals. So today we will start with the physical properties. So first it is physical properties of metals. Hard and have high tensile strength. What do you mean by tensile? It can be stretchable. So we know usually metals will be hard and we cannot break them easily. So it is very hard to break it. So it is having high tensile strength. Next is solids at room temperature. So mostly in room temperature all the metals will be in the state solid state only. Next is sonorous. Sonorous, it is sound. When it is hit with any other object, it makes sound. Good conductors of heat and electricity. Next is malleable. Malleable means it can be easily beaten into thin sheets. Ductile, which can be drawn into thin wires. And it is having high melting and then boiling points except cesium and then gallium. Children, all these things you have studied already in 8th. Physical properties and chemical properties you have studied already, but here we are studying in somewhat detailed manner, that's all. So I am just recalling all those points. And next is dense except alkali metals. So here osmium having the highest density and lithium is having the least density. All such things in one word they will be asking. So kindly note down all these things. And next is lustrous. Lustrous, it is shining. And finally it is silver grey in color except gold and then copper. Next is non-metals. Non-metals, it is not like metals, so which do not exhibit the properties of metals is called as the non-metals. First thing is it occurs as solid, liquid and gases at room temperature. There we saw that at room temperature it can be a solid, but here it is solid, liquid or gases. And brittle, it is easily breakable. Non-malleable and non-ductile and non-sonorous, and finally bad conductors of heat and electricity. So what are all the properties of metals? It will not exhibit here in non-metals. Exceptions in physical properties. If you have taken chemistry itself, there will be lot of exceptions. Than the theory which is explained, there will be lot of exceptions. These exceptions, each and every point is very important. At least 1 or 2 questions will be asked in board exams. So please study this thoroughly. First thing is alkali metals. Alkali metals like sodium, potassium and lithium, which we call them as a soft metals. So only it is very reactive. Okay, these metals can be easily cut using a knife. Since it is very soft, so we can cut this with a knife. Next is mercury is a liquid metal. We know all the metal will be in solid state, but this mercury is the exception, which is liquid metal. Lead and mercury are poor conductors of heat. Mostly metals will be the good conductors of heat and electricity. Here lead and mercury are the poor conductors of heat. Mercury expands significantly for the slightest change in temperature. So usually in thermometer we are using this mercury. So this expands significantly. Next is gallium and cesium have very low melting point. Have you remember this gallium? This is the first video we have seen in chemistry online task. Isn't it, children? So gallium is a terminator. So this gallium is actually a metal which can be easily melt if you are taking it in your hand itself. So it is very soft and also it can be easily melt because it is having very low melting point. Gallium and cesium are having very low melting point. Next, iodine is a non-metal but it has luster, shining. For tincture and all we are using this iodine only. So it is a non-metal but it has a luster. Usually non-metals will not have the shining property. Graphite conducts electricity and diamond conducts heat and has a very high melting point. So only it is difficult to cut. So it is having the very high melting point. So these are the exceptions. Next we will see chemical properties of metals. Before going into chemical properties, these are the things want to know. Kindly note down these things. Alkali metals, that is lithium, sodium and potassium, react vigorously with water and oxygen or air. Since potassium and sodium are the very most reactive metal, so only we are keeping it inside the kerosene. For any other experiment, if you want to take potassium or sodium, it will be under kerosene only. It will be immersed in kerosene and then only will react. So even with water, it shows a vigorous reaction. Next is magnesium reacts with hot water. Aluminium, iron and zinc reacts with steam. See, water formula we know it is H2O. So this H2O, it is not only for hot water, for steam, cold water, for everything will take. Each metal is having certain variances in reacting with the water. So magnesium will not react in cold. So it reacts only with hot water. Aluminium, iron, zinc react with steam. And copper, silver, platinum and gold do not react with water or dilute acid. So only we are wearing it daily, otherwise it will cause any other skin disease to us. Okay. So in this chemical properties, first thing we are going to see reaction of metals with oxygen. Oxygen is what? It is burnt with air. So when metal reacts with oxygen, it gives metal oxide, which is a basic. What is acidic? What is basic? We have studied already in second lesson. So the sodium and potassium are kept immersed in kerosene oil as they react vigorously with air and catch fire. So when potassium, that is K, reacts with oxygen, it gives potassium oxide, which will be the vigorous reaction. Magnesium, aluminium, zinc and lead react slowly with air and form a protective layer that prevents corrosion. So only this electroplating has been done. In many of our kitchen vessels, we have seen some protective layer will be there over a normal metal, because that will react slowly with air, so it is easily used for heating purpose. So magnesium reacts with oxygen, it gives 2MgO, magnesium oxide. So magnesium burns with white dazzling light. Next is aluminium, react with oxygen, burnt in oxygen, it gives aluminium oxide, that is silver, platinum and gold, which do not burn or react with air. Since we have seen already, it will not react, gold or platinum or silver, it will not react with such things. So here we have seen metal oxides is formed. This basic metal oxides have certain characteristics. So we'll see what is that. Some metallic oxides get dissolved in water and form alkalis. So there we have seen potassium oxide or sodium oxide is formed when it is heated with air. So when this potassium oxide or sodium oxide reacts with water, it gives sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Amphoteric oxides of metal. What do you mean by that, amphoteric oxides? When a metal oxide which react both with acids as well as bases. That is called as amphoteric oxides. Very, very important 3-mark question. To form salt and water. So here certain amphoteric oxides are given. There is aluminum oxide, zinc oxide, lead oxide and tin oxide. So first we will take any one example. If you thorough, that is enough. So aluminum oxide or zinc oxide, but it is easy only, either with HCl or with any base, NaOH or anything else. Strong base and strong acid, we are going to react this amphoteric oxides. So when aluminum oxide reacts with HCl, it gives aluminum chloride along with water. That is with acids. When it reacts with bases, it gives you 2NaAlO2, that is sodium aluminate, which is a salt along with water. ZnO reacts with HCl. So with acids, when zinc oxide reacts with acids, it gives zinc chloride plus water. When zinc oxide reacts with base, that is sodium hydroxide, it gives Na2ZnO2, that is sodium zincate along with water. Okay, important 3-mark. So when an oxide reacts with, when a metal oxide reacts with both acid